this is Dominic, wedding DJ.
And this is Serena, wedding planner.
And together we are the Wedding Duo. We are here to talk all things weddings.
Planning a wedding can be stressful, but we are here to help.
So before you say, that's it, we're going to Vegas, don't go to Vegas.
Let's have some fun.
Join us as we answer your wedding questions and help navigate planning one of the biggest days of your life with the Wedding Duo. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our lovely podcast that we call the Wedding Duo podcast. That's what we call it.
It's an appropriate title because we are the Wedding Duo.
I thought so.
Kind of easy, right? So, guys, if you're out there, it's summer here in Texas. It is getting hot, and we're less busy. So, there's actually like a split season in Texas. I know we've mentioned this before for weddings. The spring is really busy, the fall is really busy, and then summer is just too hot for, a lot of people, especially to be married outdoors.
We still do them. People are like, oh, look, they had availability in August. I go, which one? That open air venue? Do you know why they had availability in August? Nobody wants to get married outdoors in Texas. Yeah, it's hot.
It is. So we are enjoying a little slower pace. We're excited because we just launched our engagement box, the ultimate wedding planning box. And what this is it is actually something that would be great as a gift. Like if you're the mother of the bride and you want to give your daughter a gift, just got engaged. It has a t-shirt, coffee mug, a little sleepy mask,
earbuds,
for listening to our podcast. And then most importantly, it includes our wedding planning bundle. So you get that. Worksheets, all of those, and the music planner. Mm-hmm.
And a pen with a fancy diamond on the back.
Yes, because you need that, right? So check that out. We'll put it in the link here down below, but it's available in our shop and it's really fun. We're giving away 2 of them this week, one tomorrow on TikTok and one on Thursday. But I just realized this is not going to launch. Yeah. Like we would have already done this. So we already gave 2 away. There you go.
Whoever these people are, I hope you like them.
Yay.
Hooray.
Okay. So today's topic, we're going to talk about clothing, the attire, if you will, for your wedding. And
unless you're going to have a fully nude wedding, which could be a thing, but I've never seen one.
I'm sure you wouldn't mind.
You say that, but yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So everybody has a style, right? So there's tends to be a theme. Here in Texas, we have a lot of country.
We do.
Country themed weddings, but there's lots of different themes, right?
Well, it doesn't have to be a theme. I was just going to say, we're going to talk mostly about like your wedding party, like shopping for bridesmaid dresses, for the suits and that kind of a thing. And as you mentioned, like there can be like an overall theme of just casual, if you're outside and you're more country, or you can be more.
What is your vibe? Are you boho? Are you black and white?
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but you interrupted me, but that's okay. So you can go on an overall, like he said, overarching kind of general idea, and that can help you when you're trying to decide what to give guidance on for your wedding party, right?
For sure. My gender, we're almost always the same. All the guys, whatever it is, here you go. You do what the guy next to you is doing, minus the groom. The groom sometimes, so obviously, will have a little bit different color, different style. Maybe he has a vest as opposed to the guys. The rest of the guys don't. But the girls, I mean, I know you guys all get into your body types. Like, I don't want strapless. I don't want off the shoulder. I don't want the spaghetti. Whatever it is, like it's really great when I think the bridesmaids have a different dress, right?
It opens up the opportunity for your girls to find something that they feel good in. Okay. Because not to say that there's anything against having, everyone wear the same dress, but like he mentioned, if you have a different body type, you might not look as good in a certain style.
Or might not be as comfortable.
It might not be as comfortable. So it has really changed over the years where a lot of brides are opting for, a certain color palette. And then maybe you're allowed to pick, a certain dress style, but just in that same color. Or you can do the option of like different shades within a certain color scheme. And those can be different styles too. So I think it looks really phenomenal too. Like some people, have commented that they want something like, that's symmetrical, like from on one side to the next during the ceremony. But it doesn't break that up too much, I don't think.
I don't think so. I had two really great ones that have stuck out lately. This past weekend, 2 weeks ago, they had like earth tones, and they had different really, like the dark blue, kind of the greens. They were just really, really pretty. The bridesmaids dresses, they were all different styles, different colors, but it worked really well.
It did.
And then the weekend before that, the bride, her theme was wildflowers, and the colors were just really bright and fantastic. And the pictures were just like, oh my gosh, the bridesmaids just were like glowing in their dresses. It was really great. To bring in just all those different colors, and it matched with their bouquets were really cool. It was just really a cool vibe. Yeah. Very cool.
So that's a great thing to consider. And again, maybe your bridesmaids would even get to wear the dress again, right? If they really like it and they get to pick it out, it's something they could utilize.
That's unheard of.
It's not unheard of. I'm just saying, like, if you're considering that, and they're spending the money on it, maybe they want to get something.
What was
they
the movie?
Could utilize.
The 27 Dresses? Was that the movie where the girl was just bridesmaid?
Oh, and she was a bridesmaid. Yeah.
One thing that just is hard to see as a guy. I mean, maybe I know I'm a vendor and I go there a lot, but when the bride picks her dress, it's just the wedding dress tends to be really heavy, right? And some people haven't had it on, but if it's off the shoulders, right? This one, the tug, right? I just see the poor brides constantly the tug.
Yeah, when it's strapless.
Yeah, because it's heavy, and if you are, can I say a busty? If you're a busty gal,
I think it. I don't even think it matters.
She's a busty gal. I mean, it's just. I mean, I don't know. I don't have breasts. I don't know. I've never worn a dress, but it has to stay up somehow. And the dresses are heavy. People are stepping on it. That's always like a fear of mine. Like, oh God, let's not make the wedding go from PG to PG-13 or something.
Honestly, matters like the size of your chest. It's uncomfortable regardless if it doesn't fit right, and you don't.
And bridesmaids as well, right? If they just are not used to wearing off the shoulder, right? I don't know.
And it's not used to it. It has to fit right, and you have to have the proper support.
Gotcha.
That will make you comfortable, but that's something you need to work out before the wedding day. Honestly, like try it on, get the proper undergarments, make sure that you can walk comfortably, dance comfortably, all those things.
Isn't there tape? Is there tape involved?
There can be. Yes, there can be garment tape involved. Yes.
I hear these things like whispers in the background. I'm like, what are we talking about? There's tape?
Yeah, that's not for you.
Yeah, no, not for my gender to be knowing these things. But well, I always say like I try to help with a lot of different areas. But for example, with the dress, so like who's the bustle expert? And they'll look at me like, oh, you're not like that is one area that I'm not.
You're not going to have your hands all up in the
helping
behind.
with the bustle. No,
get away. Yeah, and so to talk about the dress, and you're talking about if you've got this really impressive over the top gown. Sometimes brides consider an alternative outfit. I don't even want to say dress because sometimes they do like a pantsuit or something, right? For the remainder of the reception. So that's something that you can keep in mind. You can do two dresses, right? You can have something more fun and flirty and easier to dance in later on, right?
Well, I had a bride very recently. One had a full sleeve, one was like a shorter sleeve, but it was a pantsuit. It was like short. At first I thought it was like a little skirt, but it was like a little pantsuit. But and then I see a lot of the cocktail dresses where they change into a very cute little sparkly cocktail dress, still in white because that's your color for the night. But oh my gosh, the comfort level just
changes.
Oh, because the wedding dress is gorgeous, but it's not made for comfort or convenience. And the damn bustle, God, the bustle.
I know.
When the bustles give out, it's just the poor brides are just like. For those of you out there that maybe you've been down this road, it's over the shoulder, you're carrying it, you're holding it. Yeah, so it doesn't always.
Well, I was going to say, so not all bustles are created equal, right? And there's a reason, like even as a planner myself, when I see the 25 button bustle, I'm like, oh, here we go. But there's a reason. Those things will hold at least, right?
Because when there's fall down the stairs and that bustle was, well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
No. Please don't. When there's just that one button right at the mid back, and I'm like, oh dear, like that's a lot of fabric to hold on one button, and it usually doesn't hold. It's like, I'm there with the safety pins, the whole thing, right? So,
I mean, the brides, literally, you guys, you hold the dress with velvet gloves and you're like, caution, caution. And then halfway through the night, we had a bride one time say, cut it off. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
She was like, just cut it. Because she wanted to just finish the night. She couldn't do anything. It was coming apart. It wasn't coming apart. It was just heavy.
Yep.
The bustle wasn't holding. But it wasn't. It was like the underdress,
I took scissors to the, what is it? Like the petticoat, like the underskirt. Yeah. Yep. And I was like, are you sure? I mean, I must have asked her 700 times. Like, you want me to cut your very expensive dress? And she was like, yes, please. I am getting
6 hours earlier. She would have punched you in the face had you come near her with scissors. But then she was like, I know. Help. I can't operate. I can't do anything. So it's
a lot.
It's crazy. Yeah. So the dress is a whole thing. But we didn't talk about...
I almost had her like sign a waiver or something because I was like, you cannot come back at me.
Talk about doing a TikTok. I should have been there like, I'm filming this to make sure.
I was scared.
We have audio.
I mean, she was wonderful. So that's not anything about her, but I was scared.
But literally the difference between when it's on the hanger still, how careful and cautious everybody is with the dress until you've had it on for a few hours. You're trying to dance and you're like, this isn't working. But let's talk about the other part of that ensemble that is also much easier to change.
But wait, I want to say something real quick.
Okay.
Because I just made me think of something.
Go ahead.
So at my first wedding, right, I had this gorgeous dress. I don't even know where that dress is now. So to the point of what we're talking about, like, yeah, like as you get further in the night, like you're only going to wear this dress once. Like there's something to be said for being more comfortable later on and not worrying as much about every little sequin or
bead or pearl
or leaf that you pick up. Because if you go outside with your dress, you're going to pick up like all the leaves.
Gosh, yeah. So that's not a dress you've worn since?
No, I don't even know where it is.
I saw a picture. You were very boobalicious.
I know.
And that thing. God, they were just heaving.
It was a lot. I was a lot of, yeah. I was very proud of them at that time. What are you going to do?
Well, there were many comments I was going to say, and the filter has caught them.
PG.
Yes.
My friend.
So it's this weird thing. But what I was going to talk about, now that you can continue with the ensemble, the shoes. Obviously, you've got your fantastic, gorgeous pumps, stilettos, the fancy shoes that you're going to wear down the aisle. A lot of pictures in those. But again, are you going to want to wear those all night? Can you dance in those shoes? People don't see them with the dresses, almost always floor length, right?
But here's the thing. You can have, same thing about the dress, right? The fantastic, sparkly bow, whatever you want, shoes for going down the aisle.
Extra ones, the extra.
But you want maybe another pair. We've seen, the Converse. We've seen a lot of cowboy boots underdresses here in Texas. But something
Flip-flops.
You can be comfortable in.
Crocs. I've seen
Oh, my gosh. Crocs?
Yes.
I've never seen Crocs.
Yes, I have seen the Crocs.
I'm anti-Crocs, but...
Not down the aisle. But again, like you said, like once you get back to your sweetheart table and you sit down, hooray, okay. Can somebody run to the bride suite and get my slippers or whatever?
Applies for the bridesmaids as well, y'all, because you guys want to be doing the same thing, dancing, hanging out. So you can also maybe have a second pair of shoes, something comfortable that you can dance in later on.
I ask that all the time when I meet my bridesmaids. I go, hi, nice to meet you. I'll be your DJ for this evening. And they're like, oh, nice to meet you. And I look around and I go, can we dance in these shoes? And they were like, and sometimes like, oh, yeah. And other ones are like, no. But there will be a pile of shoes.
I mean, I've seen them hobbling to the bridal suite to get the other pair. They had a limited time in those shoes. Things. Yeah.
Your gender and the shoes. My gender will never understand all the way.
Well, I was going to say, I've given up. Like in my 20s, I really have. Like you do, ladies. I know a lot of you are younger that listen, and I am with you because I was right there. I had all the cute.
You still have them.
Oh, I have them because I wish. I don't know if I think that when I'm like 80, I'm going to put them back on or something. I mean, I'm not like
the flip-flops are always at the ready.
Yes, because we're in Texas. It's hot. I've got 3 kids running businesses, running around, not flip-flops at the weddings, but
no, thank God.
Yeah. So shoes, very important. And guys, this is another thing. I have heard so many groomsmen complain about their feet like later in the night because they have these shoes
rentals.
Rented. Yes.
God, don't rent shoes. That's the thing. If you can get the suit, don't rent the shoes because not only are they awful and uncomfortable, they are cheap. You know how many times I have gaff taped a pair of shoes for guys? I know you're like, really? Oh yeah. Like, because gaff tape, I have black gaff tape. the heel comes off, the sole come off, and we're just trying to get them through the ceremony without flopping around, going down the aisle because this cheap shoe has come apart at the seam. I mean, what is going on?
Well, so this brings us to something we love, right? There's a lot of companies now online where you can purchase formal wear for the guys or gals. If you're wearing a suit, that's fine too. You can actually do your fittings online. You can have all your guys fitted. Our favorite is Suit Shop. Little shout out to the Suit Shop. You guys can organize fittings for your gentlemen, and then they will get the suits shipped to them. They will own the suits for like the same as what it would cost to rent them. And then you don't have to worry about getting them stained and having to pay the rental fee.
And does your man have a suit? That's the question.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of us, when I was that age, I didn't have a suit. It was years before I had a suit. I have several now, of course. But
so depending on
I'm grown up now. But when I was going into that phase of my life, there was time. I remember a girlfriend when I was very young. I must have been in high school. And she was like, you need a belt. And I go, do I? She was like helping me become a grown up.
Oh,
I was wearing jeans with no belt. Yes, it's not my finest hour, but I look back now going, how did you need to be told to wear a stinking belt, you goof? But anyway.
Oh, well, yeah. So that's the thing. We really enjoy some of those online shops. And what you can do too, if you're like, well, how do I pick the color? How do I know? They will send you swatches. So you can get swatches of the main suit color, if you're doing like gray, for example. And then you can also get swatches of like the ties and pocket squares, if you're trying to match that. So it's really just become really easy. And again, you can buy the suit. If it's something that the guys would wear again, why not? And it's almost the same price.
And to get it like
check it out.
Tailored. I mean, because I've heard this back in the day. I don't remember who said it, but like, they say a good suit will not get you a job, but a bad suit will keep you from it. Right.
Right.
Like meaning get the suit, like get it tailored. I mean, a good suit can look really sharp, but if it's floppy, if it's long, if it's loose, you just look like, I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, usually the groom and the grooms look pretty sharp.
They do.
But and then, if you go get fitted, I mean, or if you go rent, you'll get usually the rentals or they'll make an effort to make it look good, but it's still not custom to your body.
Exactly.
Right? Whereas, man, get your man a suit, right?
Right.
Every dude needs a good suit, I think, for whatever occasion that you might have to throw your suit
in the
on.
future. Yeah, of course. So the other thing too is we were talking about at the beginning, the girls' trends, like wearing different styles of dress in the same color or a different color scheme, different styles, that kind of thing. But what we've seen recently that's been kind of neat is the guys, for example, gets hot here in Texas. We've already mentioned that like 30 times. Recently, they were without jackets, right? And they just had suspenders. They look sharp.
A shirt.
And a shirt.
Wasn't like Magic Groomsman time, nude, Magic Mike and Best Man.
Nude
yeah, no, I don't
ceremony. No. So they were in the white shirt with the suspenders. They had the tie.
Yeah, look good.
And then the groom poor groom, he had to be hot, but he had to wear the jacket, but it made him stand out, right? And it looked great. And it was outdoors, so it fit. It was just really nice.
Yeah, it looked pretty sharp. And the guys too, like it's just not, I used to have a hard time with, I did this a long time in California and I was equidistant between Napa and Tahoe. So we had a lot of high-end weddings and I would see somebody show up in jeans and I'm like, really?
Well, but now then we came to Texas.
Denim was appropriate for somebody's wedding? And then, I hit Texas. And more often than not, the groomsman and the groom are in jeans. And the bride is wearing her boots under that dress. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't
it used to bother us, but
how dare you wear jeans?
We've definitely taken that out of the.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it would bug me because usually it's somebody who just doesn't go. Some people don't go to weddings; they don't know. And I'm like,
okay, but here's the difference.
I'm wearing my least greasy ball cap.
No, but
you're wearing a baseball cap to somebody's wedding.
If it's a formal affair and the guy just shows up like that,
somebody's
that's different.
Plus one, you're like, oh great, you're sitting at the head table too.
If
aren't you?
everybody is casual and jeans,
yes,
that is acceptable. Mm-hmm. Very different.
Absolutely.
Very different.
So, and it's a thing. If it's like, you know what, it's not. We're not that people. We're not the highfalutin, fancy types. Whatever. Like, okay, then. But if it is, and that one person shows up, oh my God, do they stick out? Right.
Well, and so this is important when you are doing your invitations or you're putting together your wedding website. If you're worried about this, okay, you need to put it out there. Have a dress code, have a recommended, color scheme. I've seen them do it all, right? If you really are concerned with what people are going to be wearing, put it out there. Put it out there.
Formal attire. And then say, no baseball caps. Steve, looking at you, Steve.
Oh,
your fiance's friend who always like, no, I'm going to wear my nice ball cap. No. Tell Steve, if he wears that damn baseball cap, I'm going to knock it off his
What about the cowboy hats? We get a lot of cowboy hats too.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, again, that's like the theme. Like it's great.
I mean, a lot of people are getting married in barns and such. So
yeah, I mean,
down here.
And I mean, I'm not trying to bust chops if it sounds like I'm being
hateful.
No, but it's just it's really for me. Not. It's just it's this is the look. You're at a fancy event, and there's that one person that just showed up and like,
yeah.
You know what I saw? The one thing that really bugs me still is somebody wearing white. Like that's a rule that you have to know. White, that is for the bride. There was a gentleman in a white suit this past weekend, and I was like, usually I'll see somebody's like aunt that shows up in white, and I go, really, Aunt Betty?
Or sometimes like the mother of the groom. I've seen that, and I'm like,
that's a whole
what
thing.
Is happening here?
But the guy, he was in a full white suit. First of all, who has a white suit unless you're like in a boy band, right? But I mean, it was like, I guess, I hope it was like linen. I didn't go up and feel it or whatever, but I was looking at him going like, that applies to my gender too. You don't wear white.
It does.
I mean, a white shirt, button-up shirt, but you're not wearing a white jacket. I was like, ugh, and matching pants.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like the one color you should not wear. There are so many other colors that you could wear. So why do you have to pick? Like, it's almost like making a statement. That's my thing. Like, even if the bride doesn't really care, right? Even if she's not hung up on it, it's almost like giving the finger to the people getting married. Like, you don't care, so you're making this statement that you're going to wear it.
You know what I think he was doing? Maybe his girlfriend was like, "Are you wearing that white suit?" Maybe he put it on. He's like, "I want it that way."
Is this the boy band thing?
Why? Yeah, because he was thinking maybe he was going to put the boy band together at the wedding.
Maybe and perform.
I told you about the suit, the other suit that I saw this weekend. I mean, he looked straight up like The Mask. It was bright yellow pants, jacket.
Mm-hmm. You did tell me.
I was like, that's a spicy meatball. That's what I wanted to tell him. But I was like,
why did you say that?
That's from The Mask.
Oh.
He eats the dynamite.
You know what we did? We watched The Mask after you told us about that suit.
I did. That prompted them. Like, what is The Mask? I go, we got to watch that classic right there.
It's kind of terrible.
And then the next day, no, it's not. That one holds up. The Mask holds up. But then the next day, they wanted to watch Sonic the Hedgehog. Boom, Jim Carrey. The beginning and the end of his careers.
Yeah.
Very different Jim Carrey.
Very different. I couldn't even tell it was him. He looked like my dad.
He did. Anyway.
Okay, so we're way
So don't
off.
wear the brightest. But that's kind of a finger too. Like, you're going to be that flashy at a wedding? I don't know. It's a thing, right?
But to each his own, but have some like common sense, you know? That's
it's
the thing.
Weird
it's like
thing, right?
You're going to someone's event, they're paying for you to be there. Just be mindful of like,
I guarantee there's people out there listening to this that they're like, oh my God, I totally agree with you. And those people are like, no, that's my chance to wear my yellow suit. Come on. I'm wearing that thing, man. You're like,
maybe if you're going to wear it, ask first. Maybe. Permission? Do you need to get permission?
The people that wear the yellow suit, I don't think they ask. Do you remember the matchy video that I took that I just wanted you to see? The bride had this, not the bride, excuse me. The girl had this floral, very colorful dress. And the groom, her date had a matching pant and jacket.
It wasn't floral. It was like tiger, like flare.
It was a lot.
It was blue with orange. Yep.
So she walked. I saw them coming, and I'm like, "Is he wearing a matching suit? Oh my God!"
They were matching.
Oh no, wait! It wasn't. He didn't even have the jacket on. I just saw the pants that were the exact fabric as her dress, and I'm like, "Whoa!" And I took a video, and then later, I went up to him. I go, "Dude, come on, the whole ensemble." And he goes, and the girl said, "He has a jacket." I go, "There's a jacket." I go, "Get the jacket before I do my video."
You were so excited about it.
I was just floored. I was like, okay.
It's on our TikTok, way down.
Way down. It took me a long time for me to let you do it because I took the video from my hip like, oh my God, Serena's got to sue this. And then you're like, I got to post it. I go, don't post it. Don't post it.
We try to be careful. We don't want to
It was months after.
Critical.
Hopefully they were like, had forgotten.
And if they were wearing it, I mean, they're not afraid.
That's true. I mean,
in this day and age, you go out in something like that, you're going on social media. Don't you think?
I see a lot of stuff at weddings, but that was one thing I was just like, I rarely draw like, oh my God, Serena's got to see this. That's the level of, I got to show this to somebody.
So we've talked about some nonsense and some good stuff, hopefully, right?
Yes, we do.
It kind comes down to really, like we mentioned at the very beginning, start off with what is your overarching like formality level, I think, right? Like, are we jeans and t-shirt or are we black tie, right? And then
Tails
find your
and white gloves.
find where you're at on that spectrum. And then you can start to go into the color schemes and the styles. And it's really fun, I think, honestly.
Yeah. And check with your girls. They go, we'll do whatever you want. Big shoulders.
That is not true.
Butt bow.
Do you think all girls are just like, we'll do whatever you want?
No, but then talk to them and say, like, what do you think since, I just had the baby and these boobs are twice the size they were. Like, can I get something that's comfortable? You know what my sister told me? When I got married the first time, since you're going to talk about your first marriage, I'll talk about my first marriage.
Okay.
My sister said she had just had twins and she said, do you mind if I am not in your wedding party? And I go, well, if you don't want to be, I'm one of 7. So I had plenty of other people to have in my wedding party.
True.
And she goes, I'm just afraid one of my babies is going to start crying and I'll be lactating all over the place. And I was like, what? Okay. Yes, you can just ask. You don't have to give me the reason why. But I'm like, that's a very good reason why. So she sat. She was like, I'll just sit with my babies.
She had 2 babies too. That's
two
crazy.
babies, yes.
All right. Well, lots of fun today on the Wedding Duo podcast. Let's remind you where you can find us. So theweddingduo.co, not .com, is our website. We have virtual resources. You can schedule planning meetings with us where we will come up with a timeline, all that fun stuff. Music, good things.
If you need help, we're here to help.
And you can follow us on TikTok, on Instagram, YouTube. Leave us a review. If you are a fan of this podcast, we would love a review either on your podcast platform or go over to our Google page and leave one there.
Somebody said they were obsessed on one of the formats. I think it was on TikTok. Somebody made a comment like, I'm upset. Well, it was on the box because, we said, put your name in, your date, enter into the box.
The box.
The giveaway.
We're doing the planning box, yeah.
And she said, I'm obsessed with your podcast. I'm like, oh, the podcast. That's good. It's because a lot of people talk about the TikToks or the videos or whatever, or the particular thing that we help them with, the hashtag. But she said the podcast, and I was like, oh, that's good to know. We
love our podcast, too. So thanks for listening. Let's end it the way we always do.
It's a very personal day. Mm-hmm. So pick the dress that you want to be and don't let us talk you into or out of anything. So like with all of it, it's a very personal day. Just do whatever fits you.
You do you.
You do you.
Happy wedding planning. Let's seal it with a kiss. Mwah.
Bye. Hey, so thanks for listening to our podcast. If you found any of this information helpful and you know someone who may be engaged or is a maid of honor, maybe you could tell them and share it with a friend.
Absolutely. So screenshot this episode, share it on Instagram, on Facebook, and tag The Wedding Duo. We promise to share the love back. Also, if you are interested in more resources or the show notes, you can go to theweddingduo.co. We have one-on-one virtual sessions, a shop, all sorts of fun stuff. Check it out.